Hello, Kim.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Andrea's mother.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. This is crazy, girl. Nightmare.
Yeah, but it's possible. She can get free. You just have to fight it.
Yeah, I know. I just like the another time I feel so bad, but for her and her baby, and because it's not fair. It's not fair what they're doing to her, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Even in the court, the process, it was like 4 prosecutors just for her. Like she's a terrorist. What is that? It's crazy. What they're doing to her is too much. She's only 22 years old,
What's up, world? This is your girl Kim Woo here on the phone with Cat Stacks. Everybody knows her as Cat Stacks. But tell us, remind everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from La Salle detention facility in Louisiana.
Okay, and how old are you now?
I'm 22.
Okay, and how did you get detained? Did you turn yourself in, or were you in a traffic stop, or how did they get a hold of you in the first place?
Well, I was going to court outside for immigration issues, and in one of my court dates, they switched it to about 2 or 3 days earlier without notifying me or the lawyer. So the judge, she just put that I didn't show up, and she put a warrant out for my deportation. So then I had to pay the lawyer to reopen the case again to tell him that we were never notified of the change of court date. So while it was in the process of reopening the case, that takes up to like 30 days. So when I was in Nashville, instead of taking my ID, I took my passport. And they said they couldn't verify my passport. And I told them, I have to go because I had my birthday party that night. I had to host an event in Miami. And I was like, I have to go. And I showed them the flyer. And then they called ICE because I didn't leave the airport. And immigration picked me up on the deportation warrant.
Wow.
And then because they have a immigration facility in Nashville, so they put me in a county jail. And then they transferred me to Alabama. Then they transferred me to Louisiana. And my case was opened again in Miami. And Louisiana wouldn't transfer me to Miami. They said I had to stay here, no matter what the judge or the officer said in Miami. So I had to stay, and they wouldn't allow me a bond. So I've been here ever since.
How long has ICE have you detained?
Since November 5th of 2010.
Wow. Okay, I want to get the world to know a little bit more about you because, a lot of people only know what they see on the internet, and a lot of that stuff, is, it's for TV. So I want to ask you a few things. Can you describe yourself in 3 words?
Fun, I'm sweet, and I'm caring.
Okay.
In person.
Okay. The public can be pretty mean, and I have read things like you have a semen-stained soul and you're nothing but a groupie and et cetera, So, like, what are your true feelings when you hear stuff like that and you being referred to in such a nature?
I just laugh at them because they don't really know me. They just know what the media portrays, what the entertainment was portrayed out there when I was outside. They don't know the real me in person, how I really am, that it's not just for show.
Yeah.
I just laugh. It doesn't faze me at all.
People argue that like 2 years of detention won't really change you deep down of who you are, and your past is undeniably a troubled past. So a past like yours can only make you strong, but you admittedly attempted suicide on more than one occasion. So this isn't the type of role model anybody wants their child to have. And, it seems like men had control of you almost. So who's to say that when you come out, you won't do the same thing and let those bad things happen again?
Well, this past 2 years, I've been sober from alcohol and anything else around me. Like, they don't even have BT on the TV, so I don't know nothing of the outside world. I take medication now. I'm on medication. I take weekly therapy. And I go to Bible studies, and it's really been a good rehabilitation for me. slow down. I see him every 2 to 3 weeks. I used to think the street was my family, and not that. That's where the love was, and then I realized that the real love is with my family. They're the only ones who are here for me right now, like 100%. And it just made me realize a lot of things, and it settled me down, and it just made me like work on my past and move on. Because before I didn't work on past, I used to just wake up and drink a whole bottle of Hennessy or Patron, and that's how I dealt with it in my daily life. And now that I can, face what happened in my past and try to come over it and get justice for it, so I know things will be better on the outside. And I know how a lot of haters will say, oh, that's just jail talk and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is not jail. This is deportation. Like, people can go to jail in and out and get bombed out. This is, like, serious life. Like, it's my whole life being taken away from me to a whole new country that I don't even remember by. So it's a whole different scenario. And all I can say is that actions speak louder than words, and I'm going to prove everybody wrong once I'm free.
That's good. People might think that your sudden change of heart is like a gimmick just to set you free. But, I believe it's sincere growth, even not even knowing you. But being a woman put in the environment you were subjected to in such a young age, you just didn't know any better. And being removed from the scene and placed in solitude, in a sense, away from everything you knew must have had a serious effect on the way you think. But what is the most notable change you recognized in yourself?
I actually didn't know myself before. I got to find out the real me in here without the weed and without the makeup and without the pimps and without the alcohol. And I realized that I'm still a good person inside, and I can't change my past, but I can make a better future for me, myself, my family, and, the young girls out there that write me daily. They'll send me letters daily. They're going through the same situations I used to go through, trying to come out of it. And, they come to me, somebody who understands them and can try to get out of the game. So they encourage me to become better. And I guess this is like a blessing in disguise, actually.
Yeah, I would think it would be too, I think so too. So who do you think out in the outside world, who do you think honestly misses your physical presence the most?
I'll say my son.
Yeah. I saw the pictures.
Excuse me? What'd you say?
I said I saw the pictures of your son. He's so cute.
Yeah.
So besides justice being served and, Venezuela being in the news just Thursday, I seen them in the news Thursday for random acts of violence and rebel attacks against the president's people. That was just Thursday. So, why do you think you should be let free?
The laws are supposed to protect victims like me from all the underage stuff that happened, because all my charges when I was underage and I was under the influence of a pimp with evidence, I have evidence from missing children's report. I had evidence from the National Children's Exploitation Center that the detective signed for the judge, and he was taking my case when I was out there in the street. I have evidence from domestic violence and all this stuff. Still, the system can't see past it, and they just want to judge me for the cash tax internet persona, and that's real wrong. But imagine all the other people they do that stuff to that don't have a voice out there to tell them, hey, immigration's doing me wrong.
So when you're released, what do you plan on doing positive, considering you have such an undeniable strong following?
Well, I never finished the 7th grade, so I wanted to get my GED and then start taking classes, and I wanted to get my charges expunged so I can work in psychology and social work with other girls and, kids who've been through what I've been through. And I just wanted to, do positive projects. And so just everything just positive and settle down. None of that nonsense I did when I was, 20. Because that's when all the internet stuff came out, when I was 20.
So will you ever try an illegal drug again?
Illegal drug?
Yeah.
I never did drugs. My whole thing was just alcohol.
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't let it go. Yeah.
so do you see yourself still drinking when you get out?
No, that's my downfall.
How can you be so sure of that?
Well, in here, you could drink if you want. You can get anything you want in here, and I choose to be sober and just take my medication and just go the right way.
That's good.
I think with the support of my family and my son around, it'll be a motivation, you know, to stay strong and stay up and know I don't need alcohol to wake up another day, to face another day.
If you could talk directly to the immigration judge right now, face to face, and could say one thing, what would you say?
When I saw the decision, I was like, how can you be so heartless? After everything I showed you and everything I've been through, and I showed you my change for 2 years, and I told him I was going to let the Castax go, he just heartlessly just said I have to go. And you know, that's violating my freedom of speech and freedom of press rights if that's the reason you're going to deport me. That's wrong. If that's the case, then they should start deporting all the actors and all the rappers and all this stuff. They're crazy.
So do you have anything else you would like to say?
No, that's about all.
Gotta grow.